Let's go on to the second one, and this is my entire game. This right here is how I talk to a woman. Presence, attraction, arousal. It's the entire roadmap. So, in the beginning of the conversation, she must first be present in the conversation before investing anything. Who's gotten this? When they're talking to a girl and you're like, hey, whatever, like, what's your name? You say something and she's like, yeah, I'm this. I'm Amanda. Who's gotten that before? So in that moment, she's not present to you. She's focused on something completely different. She needs to be in that moment with you and you only before she can get attracted or aroused by you. So, the way you do this is you lead by amusement. Because if you're having fun and you're having a lot of positive emotions, again, going back to Freud's principle of positive, of pain and pleasure, she wants to join that pleasure. She wants to join that fun. And the curiosity bias in her brain gets sparked. She's like, I'm curious now. I want to get to join that fun, whatever he's doing. So if you're having fun in the beginning of the conversation, you're enjoying yourself, you're laughing, doing all this shit, you're bringing your friends in, you're just having a blast, she's going to instantly want to join. And that's when you know that she's interested now. Now you can get her attracted, okay? So the way to know that she's present is her body language. So if she's facing you on the side like this, she's not comfortable yet. So you need to continue talking. However, you're going to notice when you're talking to some girls, you'll be talking like this, and immediately they'll start doing this. They'll start turning to you. As soon as she's turning to you, she's invested. Okay? She's present. And then to help blow your nervousness away, just breathing techniques, breathing deep, making your breathing deep and slow versus fast and shallow. And a question you can ask yourself is my belly tight right now or loose? That's another way to know if you're like nervous and reactive. If your belly's tight, that means you're breathing fast and shallow. If it's loose, that means your body's just carefree, okay? So attraction. Now that she's present, you have to become more challenging and playful. We want what is challenging to us. We don't want what is easy. So you have to become more challenging and playful. And this is basically when you're flirting. Now write this down because this one's really important. Flirting is just playful disagreement. That's all it is. I mean, you don't have to write it down. You seem like you didn't want to do it. Oh, you're out of paper?
I think we're all out of paper right now. This is all going to be like on the...
Yeah, if you're out of paper, you can, I guess, write on your phone. I don't know.
Use your arms.
Yeah, I got
Tattoo that as a quote.
No, wait, you like that.
So, yeah, it's just flirting is playful disagreement. Now, there's 4 quadrants of a conversation that make it very polarizing, okay? And what polarizing means is like, on one side you have this emotion, on the other side you have this emotion. Remember how we talked about if you go back and forth with the emotions, it makes each one stronger because there's a contrast between them. So this is how you become really polarizing. First one is silly. So the way you're talking to her is very silly. You're just saying, I love muffins, I'm from, like you were saying, I love turtles, my favorite color is green. It's very non-serious. It's just very silly. On the opposite side of the spectrum, you have serious. No, not sexual, serious. It's a girl, you want this dick? So you have serious, you have silly, and then you have serious. So serious is asking her basic questions. So this is where like the Ford formula comes in, which is like, what's your family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Getting to simply know just a little bit more about her, just the serious stuff. Then on this side, you have positive. So So these are positive things. Oh, I fucking love that about you. You're so cool. You're building up her positive emotions. You're making her feel good. But if you're doing that too much, if you're doing any of these too much, it takes away from that value of the actual emotion, right? So sometimes you have to say shit that's negative. Now, when you do this, you do it in a playful way. You're not just like, oh, I don't like you anymore. Get out of here. Even when I'm saying that, it's still playful. But it could be something as like, she'll like say something, and I'll be like, oh, fuck off. No, I'm just joking, right? It's like a splurge of emotion. She's like, whoa, what the fuck? It just kind of spikes her. And that will make her feel all these different emotions that get her extremely attracted. Now, the way you can see that she's attracted is now she's getting really close to you. She's starting to close in the proximity. She's starting to get really close and playful. She's like hitting you something, oh, stop it, like doing all these different things. Now she's attracted. So now this is where most guys don't know what to do. They don't know how to take it that step further, how to get her to come back to your place. And the way you do that is by arousal. You have to make her fucking so horny to the point where she's like, I want that dick right now, and I need it as fast as possible. At this point, like if she's aroused, I don't have to do anything. She's like carrying me around the venue. She's carrying me to different places. She's leading the way. So arousal, again, comes from the 5 modalities, which is eye contact, vocal tonality, proximity, physicality, explicitness. You make those as strong as possible. So very intense eye contact. You're closing in the proximity. You're getting really physical with her. You're like rubbing her back. You're speaking very closely in her ear, because our ear is one of our erogenous zones, and it's the easiest erogenous zone. So it gets people very. Has a girl? I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but has a girl ever spoken in your ear and you're just like that? That's because it's a very erogenous zone for us. So doing something as simple as that. But the biggest thing is sexual tension. Now, you can make out with a girl, but as soon as you do, you're breaking that tension and she gets what she wants. She gets that desire, she's like, oh, cool, I got it, cool. Or you can delay that gratification. Every time she wants to make out with you, every time she wants to get close, you keep delaying it to the point where it becomes more valuable and more valuable and more valuable, and she wants it that much more. So you can do this with physicality, just being really physical with her, but be calibrated. So you can like start like getting close with her. I have an infield where I'm like literally getting close with a girl. I'm like, I'm not gonna kiss you. I like, we're like this. And I actually don't kiss her. I'm just like, all right, no, too much. And she's literally like in the infield, she's like, I love you. Like she's getting so aroused to the point where her emotions are just spiking like crazy, and she needs like that gratification as fast as possible. So when she needs that, how easy do you think it is for me to actually take a girl home?
Pretty easy.
I don't have to do anything. She's leading. Because now it's become like a desire. And what we desire as humans, we fucking really go after it. We really want it. Okay, as long as it's short-term desire. So it's a short-term desire, and she knows she can get it quick, and you keep delaying it, and she wants more of it. And that's how you get her extremely aroused. Now, once you get her aroused, you can do one of two things. I don't know if I even have paper anymore. No, I don't. So that's fine. Fuck it. You can do one of two things. You can get her number and set up a date, and she'll remember you because she's gotten so aroused by you, she'll want to see you again. But that's the second option. And this is where you're figuring out her logistics. So, who is she here with? How did she get here? How is she getting back? Okay. Where does she live? Does she have roommates? Does she have obligations tonight or tomorrow? Does she have to go to an after party? Does she have work in the morning? And don't do this in a way where it's interview mode, where you're like, how are you getting back? Da-da-da. It's like you're just putting it into the conversation. Oh, by the way, which part of the city do you live in? Right? And you're figuring these things out. Because if the logistics aren't good, no matter how bad she wants it, but she has work in 2 hours, I mean, you can probably still make that happen. But she has work soon, or she has to go to an after party that she promised like her fucking best friend from childhood. That desire of instant gratification is there, but she realizes the consequences are bigger, so the pain afterwards is going to be bigger. So she has obligations that she has to make. So if she has bad logistics, you grab the number, you set the date, and the way you do that is like, here, I'm gonna actually go see my friends right now. I'm gonna grab your number. We're gonna chill. Okay, you're being very direct about it. I'm gonna grab your number. We're gonna chill. Okay, here, come take a picture. And you take a picture and you send that picture to her on text with your name on it. Because when you do that, that picture also has certain emotional anchors to it. What she was feeling in that moment was aroused, attracted. She wanted this guy. She felt masculine. You gave her everything she needed. And there is deep emotional anchors to that picture. Not only that, but sometimes girls are tipsy. Sometimes the emotional wave they're on, they don't remember shit. So when she sees that picture the next day, she's gonna remember you, right? So that's a very easy thing to do. Let's say her logistics are good. You don't need to text her or whatever. This is where you go into the seeding phase. Okay, now again, I want to tell you, don't be thinking like this when you're going out. Don't be like, okay, I have to approach, now PAA, now logistics, now seat. No, just go out, have fun, enjoy your time, talk to girls, experience it. But once you come back home, I'm gonna give you something that you can actually do to start viewing the patterns and what you're doing wrong, okay? And you're putting it deep into your subconscious mind. So seating. All you're doing is you're future pacing what you and her are gonna do together that night or that day. So I'll be like, oh, have you been to, I don't know, give me a random food spot that you guys like.
Sushi house.
Sushi. Have you been to Sushi House before? Oh my God, it's so fucking good. And you know what? At like 2 p.m. today, they're doing like the special. It's gonna be fucking amazing. Anyways, da-da-da-da. So now that's in her mind. I didn't tell her, do you wanna go to Sushi House? I just told her that there's all these cool things happening with Sushi House. So you're planting the seed. You're putting the seed there for her to subconsciously think about it. Or you can be like, let's say sushi example, you can be like, do you like sushi? Oh fuck, I love sushi. I feel like we'd be the messiest sushi eaters. So now she's future pacing and she's realizing this in her mind. She's playing that image back in her mind. Commitment consistency bias. This is another extremely strong cognitive bias that we have as humans. If you can get her to say yes, the chances of her saying yes to your demands when it comes to you pulling her is going to be a lot higher. And car salesmen actually did this where they got people to say yes 43 times while they were on the test drive, and they found an increase in sales by 73%. I don't know if these numbers are right, but it was in a training system. I used to work in car sales, so I know a lot about it. But there was a training system that was teaching that. So basically, if you can be like, let's say she says something, and you say, where are you from? She's like, Alberta. I'm like, oh, you're from Alberta, right? And she's like, yeah. That little yeah right there is gonna cause that trigger in her mind that she's consistently saying yes to you, okay? So you can ask for confirmation from her. You can, she says like, I like hats. You're like, oh, you like hats? And she's like, yeah, I love hats. Just these little yeses creates that confirmation in her that whenever you ask her a question, she says yes to you. And as humans, we like to be consistent in what we do, okay? When we create a habit in our mind, whether it's positive or negative, we like to be consistent with it. We don't want it to change. And this is why it's so hard for people to change habits, because your brain says, don't fucking change this, it's good. Continue, 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 right? So, basically that's what you're doing. You're just putting that commitment consistency bias in her head where now she's not only thinking about you and her being together in another place or another venue, but also she's now more likely to say yes to you. Okay? Sound good? Cool. Now what I want you to do is answer this question. What's in it for her to come with you?
A fun night. Good times.
Good D. That's a reason.
The best.
It's a mitzvah.
So name some reasons. What are some good?
A story to tell all her friends.
Story to tell all her friends.
Yeah.
Some more.
Experience.
Experience.
The night can only get better.
The night can only get better.
Being a boyfriend.
You could be her boyfriend, literally her next boyfriend. So more. Just get creative with it. Because the more you can think about this stuff, and you can think, what's in it for her to come with me, then when you're about to make that decision to lead her, you're already having that in your subconscious. You're like, of course she wants to come with me. And there's going to be no incongruency with your action. So think of something. Just throw it out.
You can teach her a cool art technique.
Teach her a cool art technique. So she comes back to your house and you teach her some art. Cool.
Show her a new place in the city.
It's trippy as fuck.
Show her a new place in the city. She might never know. Yeah.
Show her a new place in the city. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Great sex.
She likes hentai.
She likes hentai. Yeah. Great, I guess.
Polarizing, baby.
So all these different things are reasons for her to come back with you. So if you can always ask yourself, like, what's in it for her? Okay, what's in it for her? It's coming from a place of giving value, and you have a reassurance that you can take action. Now, what logical reason could you give her to do that thing with you? So sometimes, yeah, definitely not to the hentai.
No, I know.
Well, don't say no yet.
Like you have to over-exaggerate something. Like let's say, oh, I'm the best at cooking.
That's a fucking great one.
Yeah, I'm the best at cooking fried rice. I can make the bomb fried rice.
Yeah.
Let's go to my place. I'll show you how to.
What I like to do is either I exaggerate or I'll literally logically make it sound for her. I'll be like, I have a proposition for you. And she'll be like, okay, what's the proposition? I'm like, all right, I have some shisha. Well, Vadim's place has shisha, so we always go to Vadim's. Like, I have some shisha. We're going to just kick back, drink some wine, have some good food, and we're just going to chill. Okay, and since you don't have work tomorrow, why don't you just make your night fun? So that's like a logical reason for her to do it. And I actually let her decide. I don't say, let's go, let's come. Because again, that could fuck up the entire thing and it could put pressure on her. So a lot of like pickup dudes are like, let's go. And then she's like, no. And then he's like, they're trying to like make it seem good. And then like, no, this is the only time you can do it. No, you don't have to do that. Let her decide for herself. Because as soon as you let her be comfortable with it, then she's like, okay, cool, let's do it. It's a compromise, okay?
I do have one question.
Yeah.
When do you judge what's better, the exaggerated or the logical? Because you said you do both, right? What would you?
Again, you're getting too logical with it. Don't think step by step. Let it come in the
I'm
moment.
saying like either or, like how do you? Okay.
It doesn't
I guess
matter.
I answered my own question.
It's both the same thing. It just depends how you feel in that moment. So again, I'll do it naturally. If I feel like saying I'll have a proposition, I'll say it. If I feel like exaggerating, I'll say it.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
No worries.
Like, stick with your personality as well, too, right? It's like if you're already like the really overhyping person,
Yeah.
that's. If you're already like the really overhyping person that's like really excited about everything, then being the I have a proposition would be out of character.
Yeah.
Versus the bomb fried rice, like that's who you are, right? Like it makes sense in your head.